Archangels, ghosts, and Bigfoot. Oh my. It's just another night for Supernatural Girls. Real stories, real answers to life's biggest supernatural mysteries. And now for another exciting interview with paranormal experts from this world and others. Here's your host, paranormal researcher Patricia Baker, on the one, the only Supernatural Girls.
Welcome, everyone, to Supernatural Girls on KGRA. PK, is this an exciting moment or what?
It is. It's been a long time since we've been able to see one another.
I know.
You're looking very spiffy there, young lady.
And you are looking gorgeous.
Ooh,
yes,
sweet
yes. We are the Thelma and Louise, I think, of the paranormal world.
Definitely. As long as I get to drive.
Yeah, I saw that. KGRA did a wonderful job with our trailer and with putting us both in the car, which is something you've been wanting for
I know it. I had tried it and I couldn't get it done. So I'm thrilled to death. And I'm glad to know that I'm in the driver's seat.
You are, girl. You are. Well, as you know, we have a fabulous guest. He's one of our very favorite people in the whole wide world. Ed Edwards is with us tonight. We're going to bring him on in just a couple minutes, and he's going to share all the exciting news. He's been up to quite a bit, as usual, and we will hear.
Not been.
I know. He's a busy man with a big heart, helping everybody that he can, and he's here with us tonight. You guys are in for a big treat. So, PK, I didn't even get a chance to find out. Did you have anything to say about the numbers tonight?
Well, the main thing is to take a look at this is a one universal month. It's all about fresh starts and new beginnings. And here we are with our show, Fresh Starts and New Beginnings. Yes. And it's going to be perfect. And we've got Valentine's Day coming up, and people are going to try to be a little nicer, but be kinder to others, because we want to be with others, not overseeing or overly in charge of others. Right. It's too easy to do right now. We all tend to a little bit want our own way a bit. I know that's not true of me, but it might be true of you.
Well, you know how it is when you're a Leo, right?
Of course I do. Remember, I was married to one.
That's right.
Same birthday, in fact.
No way. Was it really? Right.
Yeah, August 4th.
Oh, my God. Well, there you go. So you're used to it.
How do you think I could be able to manage all this without it?
I guess that's what makes you special. That's for sure. Gosh. Well, let's get started here. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I barely have the words for it. Really missed being on the air with you, PK, and talking to our fabulous
thank you. That's twofold.
Yeah.
And it's so great that our first show is with Ed, of all people, because I love him dearly. And I haven't had a chance to speak with him in ages. So I'm just as tickled as our audience is to have him on.
I know. And for those who don't know Ed, let me just share a little bit of information, because as a small child, Ed had the gift, and it was passed on to him by his grandmother. Now, he found ways to play with the energy running through him, often causing mischief in school and at church. After years of practice, Ed is now a force to be reckoned with. And he has been studied at universities, at the Monroe Institute, and he has consistently shown the ability to generate biophotons in the millions. Now, this can affect health, weather, even random number generators. So Ed's going to be giving 2 demonstrations tonight, and he's going to be telling us all about the changes he's made and all of the new things that he's seeing in the work he's doing with people. So Ed, welcome to the show.
Hello there. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, hey, glad to be here. And now, remember one thing, I'm one of them Leos also.
I'm surrounded.
God help you.
What day, Ed?
Huh? On the
What
29th?
day? The
29th
29th?
of July.
July.
I'll be darned. Make a note of that one.
I know.
I'm gonna check you out, kid.
Yeah,
You're
really.
whatever the universe is going through, so are you right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
I'm
and I are
doing
in the
good
same
here.
year.
Yeah, I've just been traveling around. Got new different projects, new research opportunities coming up. Been the last study I did there through UVA and Monroe got the attention of Noetic Sciences, so I'm going to start interacting with them, and then slipping around the country.
well, Ed, I know
Excellent.
last time we spoke, you had opened up a number of rooms for people to go in and focus on particular aspects of their own healing. And as you've said many times before, you don't heal anybody; they heal themselves. But you set up a very powerful photon field. So, tell us again. There's some people in the show watching the show tonight that haven't heard of you, that don't know all of the incredible things that you do.
Right.
So, start at the beginning. Tell us a little bit more about your grandmother and you and how this all got started.
Well, we grew up in the rural Appalachian Mountains, right up near North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina, right in that little corner area, Georgia and stuff. And my grandmother, her ancestry had Cherokee in her and all, and she had these healing abilities, which she kept telling me it was handed down through the Cherokee Nation. But she also kept trying, and I didn't understand it, what she meant by it, but she said we have the power to call on the Holy Spirit. She said that we're calling on the Holy Spirit and using that energy when she does her healings, and that's what she was conveying on to me as a young child. Of course, I didn't understand it and all. I wasn't, into the religious world like she was. She would, anytime she did her hands-on healing, she read a lot of scripture and stuff. But as I developed mine, I'm totally different. I'm a scientist. But I grew up around her, and every time she would work on people, it would make me tingle if I was in close proximity to her. And so she would call it on, and then it would be there, and the energy just happened, and it was just boom. And I'm after 30 years of research and stuff, I'm kind of going back saying, wow, as much as I'm doing, maybe this is the Holy Spirit, because I can't exactly explain it. We've been scientifically explaining it. Like I say, we got names for it like biophotons, charge density pulses, advanced brainwave study research on it, but nothing really can explain some of the miracles that I'm starting to be able to pull off now.
That's incredible. Now,
and so,
tell everybody, when you've been studied at both the Monroe Institute and several different universities, and they've measured your biophoton output, it's in the millions. Compare that to like PK and I. I mean, how many could we generate compared to you?
Almost everybody they get in there, is somewhere around the 15 to 20 photons per half second. It's all I can do to hold it under 15, for them to get the baseline. And then when they tell me to take off, I start going up into 100,000s and on up in toward the millions. And that's just, creating that energy. And that's when I'm focusing on people to cause their healing systems to start functioning. I rev that way up, and it blasts them with those biophotons or whatever energy it is, and their healing systems start responding. They start kicking off, start working the way they were designed to.
So that's how they heal themselves in the presence of such a powerful field.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
I've had people go totally pain-free when I was giving lectures just by walking up on stage with me.
Incredible.
When I do it, it's like an electric field. They can measure this field of energy out around me when I've got it turned on.
It's electric, right? Very electric.
It is. It's an electrical field. and I can consciously call it on. At first I was thinking I was generating it because I would call it on, and like with Dr. Levengood, it would measure in his charge density pulse recorder, the labs back in the 90s. Then when I'd go into the Biophoton lab there at the Ryan Research Center, when I would call it on, it just start sparkling like crazy in there.
Now, share with us, if you would, some of your early mischievous behavior once you learned what you could do.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was such a Holy Spirit energy, because of some of the mischievous stuff I was doing back yonder.
So tell us what it was.
I had fun with them. I learned how to switch the electrical polarity. But as I've dealt more and I've been digging into my growing up and everything, and I had an encounter when I was 6 years old with 4 old boys that taught me how to reverse the polarity and project and pull the energy. All my life, I thought they were just like inbred Appalachian people until, we started examining, and I was telling people about it, and these scientists, and then when actuality, these boys probably were aliens, but back then when I was 6 years old, I didn't have any clue at all what aliens were or anything. I just happened to walk up on them, or they must have known I was there, and we interacted for 15 minutes. They showed me all kinds of things. And they showed me how to pull and reverse the polarity. I was already creating the electric fields Grandma had taught me, and but they showed me how to really flip the polarity of it. And then I started playing with that, and I have to this day played with it by flipping the polarities and focusing it out. But my early days there in church and stuff, when I'd flip the polarities just right during silent prayer or something, I could make people fart. So that was some of the mischievousness I would do with it.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah. But
I had all kind of fun.
With some bullies too. Tell us what you did.
That's when I learned about generating the electric field around my body. I've got to be scared. I got to be worried that you're going to do something to me, harm or whatever, or anything like that. But if I get into that state of mind, it's like, oh my God, I get a force field of energy around me. And if you come into it in a threatening manner, like if you're going to attack me or anything like that, it's going to start short-circuiting your nervous system stuff. But back then for them bullies, it caused the electrical energy caused their bladders to come loose. So that it's just like, I just made them pee all over themselves there. They couldn't stop as long as they were in that field of energy.
Oh, that's great. Well, it is nonviolent, though, isn't it? I mean, what a perfect way. What a perfect way.
I mean, I'm not hurting anybody or anything, and I'm protecting myself,
Yes.
Now, on up in life, I have had a couple of instances where I have felt really threatened, and I was over at about 1 a.m. at the University of Chicago, walking back from the pizza place back to the house, which was a block and a half away. And I got confronted by a small gang of boys there. They must have been 15, 16 years old. A couple of them had guns. And when I freaked out, they hit the ground, fell down like they couldn't even control their legs or anything. It freaked them out like crazy. Freaked me out.
Yeah, but it protected you, like you said.
It protected, yeah. Here recently, I've been playing around with some people, having fun, where I'm teaching them a little bit, and then we have sparring matches where I just stand there and I focus energy on them and start pushing them backwards, and they can't even come at me. And I just start pushing and start shoving, pushing them back. It warms them up. They get real hot. I'll have them break out in sweats on me.
That's great. Well, you're going to demonstrate for everybody tonight exactly what it is that you do, so we can all feel it. And I know you've become, I have to say this, since we first met you, which was years ago.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, we've watched you become a lot more powerful in what you do.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very exciting to watch what you're doing. So, do you want to give us a demonstration for everybody? And
Sure. So everybody in the audience, and this will record, so everybody in the future watching it, it'll have the same effects on you. Now I need to stand up to get it really focused in, right? So if everybody in the audience, if you're able to stand up there.
I know I'm going
Right,
to sit in the chair too, aren't you, PK?
Yeah, just sit up on the edge of your chairs. All right, now, so I'm starting the energy. I don't like to tell people what I'm doing, but I'm focusing out this energy. They call it biointrinsic resonant energy. And so every few seconds, I'm reversing the electrical polarity. So it should be starting to set up what I call electrical gravity waves. So right there, you should be feeling a pulling forward just a little bit.
Yep.
Now reverse the electrical polarity, and then I push.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pull again. So when I'm doing my sessions with people, this is what causes your healing systems to start functioning, when I'm flowing this kind of energy at you. So I'll push. It appears like you're going backwards a little there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm going forwards and backwards.
Yeah, it just rocks you back and forth. You warming, your fingers tingling?
Yes.
Warm, 2 PK, nice and warm.
Definitely.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's how the field works. So that's just a quick little demo. Then we'll do a little talking, and we'll do another demo near the end here. It should be a lot stronger then.
Great.
I'm always in awe of what you do, Ed.
Yeah. It's amazing. And you've been working with a lot of different people with a lot of different ailments. And I just want to give a caveat to everybody in the show. Of course, this doesn't take the place of medical appointments and doctors and anything that you choose to do to maintain your health. This does not replace it. But we know most of the people that listen, if not all, on our show are very much interested in alternative energy systems for their own personal healing. So, but you have worked with stroke victims, and you've had quite a lot of success, especially with stroke victims, correct?
Yeah. It's anything with the nervous system, stroke victims, and then I've had a lot of success with neuropathy. And I've also been having effects with MS and stuff. And that just anything, it seems like anything dealing with the nervous system, I'm having a phenomenal effect with. Mm-hmm. Some people are almost instantaneously, and others it takes over time and stuff. You know, it varies from person to person, but I'm getting better and better and better at it. And my Zoom rooms have grown to where I'm averaging 40 or 50 people a night in there. And they're just getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
And you might want to just move the microphone a little bit away from your face so we can see you, because we're seeing that.
There you go. Which is very pretty face.
It's just a face, you know, a face in the crowd.
Now,
but it's a smart face.
One of the things that I know you and I have discussed over the years is that you produce the field, and then how people handle that energy and manage it is up to them. But you have started to do Zoom rooms, as you call them, with a focus, because some of them are specifically for pain, correct?
Pretty much all of them are. Because what I'm doing is the same thing, no matter if it's a toothache, a broken bone, cancer, whatever's wrong with you. I'm not healing anything. All I'm doing is cranking up like a generator, turning the juice way up, and then firing off your healing mechanisms through the biophotons that I'm generating to trigger yours. And your systems start going. So the more power I can generate and present transmit out to the people, the world, whatever, the greater the effects they have on their end.
Which is wonderful for them, obviously. And you've been able to, I know we saw some videos some time ago where you were working with people who could not move, who had become paralyzed because of their condition. And all of a sudden they started moving. That was remarkable.
Yeah, it's I can generate up a high voltage in my hands. That's where you've seen on some of my YouTube videos, my hands on sensors where they're measuring the electrical currents coming out of my hands. Well, I can put that at people's feet or through their fingertips or whatever that might be paralyzed or numb or whatever. And I can run that electricity back through their fingers backwards into their whole nervous system. Like if it's a stroke, the stroke problem's up in the brain, but by affecting the paralyzed limbs, fingers, you can see a couple of videos on my YouTube channel. By generating that electricity and running it backwards, it goes back into wherever the damage is at, wherever the stroke was originally at. And it evidently is creating sparks and rewires itself back into the brain. And by doing so, then they start getting sensations, start able to move their hands and fingers because they can feel it and control it then. And all I'm doing is just stimulating the reconnection process.
Now, you've been studied, as we've been discussing in the past, by the universities, by the Monroe Institute. What are they saying about you?
We're getting ready to set up long-range studies so that I can do them through Zoom to participants there at UVA and Monroe, and another university I can't say anything about yet, but it's a major one up north. And as soon as I get hooked up on it'll be in the mental health and spirituality department and energy medicine.
That's
and
wonderful.
I'll be working with doctors on patients in a hospital with them studying how much I increase the recovery rate by running my electricity through them.
Excellent.
But like I say, it's not set in stone, so I can't mention which university, but it's a major one.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Now, Ed, does it work more through the muscle or through the nerve endings, or what is the connection for the energy you put out?
It appears to go into muscles, and any trapped energy where you've damaged something and the muscles have locked down, this energy seems to give it a pathway to release from those muscles. Now, when I do all my Zoom rooms, we're really learning that the first 5 or 10 minutes, I cause everybody's bodies to just turn to putty. And then that process allows the cardiovascular system in your bodies to dilate, which gives you a much greater blood flow with less effort going through you. So it increases circulation. And then I just charge up the batteries and let people start healing themselves. And
does this work
really
equally
wonderful.
Does this work equally so for bone as it does for muscle?
I didn't quite hear you, PK. Say that again.
I said, does it work equally so for bone as it does with muscle?
Correct. Because remember, I'm just generating one electrical field that is universal for everything.
That's great to know.
Ed, you've also been able to affect the weather. And tell us about lightning, and then let's talk about what happened on Coast to Coast with George Noory.
Well, I've ever since a little kid, lightning bolts have just always fascinated the heck out of me. And then when I started learning how to be able to focus and push and pull people off balance by looking at them, I learned, I could generate this mental field, project it out to spots and affect people in those spots, whether it be healing them or causing just fun games like rocking them back and forth. But then I accidentally learned that if I focus like on a tree or a radio tower or something like that, while I've got a thunderhead fairly close by, just kind of floating around, 6 or 7 times out of 10, lightning will strike it. And I've been pretty good at it, where I would have people standing around when we have a thunderstorm. I'd give them to pick a spot and said, watch it. And I'd nail it.
Good that
You know.
you were friends with all of them. So they
Yeah, oh yeah, they love
Fabulous.
being my friend. You know. And
now
then
you
like yeah,
when you
go
were
ahead.
coast to coast, that was quite an amazing experience. And I was up late at night listening to the whole thing with you and George Nori. And tell us exactly what happened. I remember George asking you, he said, there's this horrible
Yeah.
hurricane hitting Florida right now. Can you reduce the wind speed? And so they went to commercial break because, you know, they have a lot of commercials on Coast to Coast. And tell them what happened.
Well, when he asked me to do that, like you say, we went to commercial break. And while we were on commercial break, I just focused on it and just sent a calming field of energy through it just to relax it out. I've been able to relax other bad storms out before. And I did that not knowing I had no feedback there because I didn't want to turn up my computers and mess up my connection with George. So I had no feedback as to what was going on. And then when he got back, come to find out, the wind speeds dropped tremendously.
They
You
did.
know, and it dropped off from a strong hurricane force to a more of a gentle winds and rain.
It was incredible. I know George was beside himself. He just couldn't believe what had just happened. I think he just expected to give you a test, but he didn't expect those incredible results. It was very, very impressive. Very
Yeah,
exciting.
and it's interesting when I need something like that to happen, it happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but when there's a process or a better or making something come together better, it'll happen.
Right.
I've been having a lot of things happen here lately, the last few months and stuff, where you know I just think it and it happens.
That's
Oh my
great. It's, you know, it's a lot. It reminds me of Joe Dispenza's work. You know, Joe's very big right now. He's on every channel talking about manifestation, but he always says you can't create from like this conscious space. You've got to be in that field that you generate. And he talks about this all the time. And he's right. And I think you are there most of the time. And when you generate it for other people, you're giving them that same opportunity to create what they want from that photon field. So it's nice to see how these two schools of thought and your experience come together with all of this, because you generate the field that we need to be in order to
Yeah.
change things.
Yeah, I connect you back in with source. I generate the field, lock you into source, God, whatever you want to call it, and connect you up. And then the as Grandma said, the Holy Spirit energy force flows through us, and then that
And
just goes into your bodies, and your bodies know how to deal with it because that's where you come from.
do you ever get sick?
Not really, very little, very rarely.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's nice. Good for you.
Oh, God.
I mean, I do my vitamins, I do my herbs, I stay healthy, I eat good and healthy and all. And I'm now at nearly 16 or 18 months being vegetarian.
Oh, that's a big change. Okay.
So that made a big change in the way my brain was processing energies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
It was
Now,
a lot cleaner.
what is the difference between the way the Monroe Institute does testing with you and the way the University of Virginia does testing? I would imagine they have different ways of approaching this.
At UVA, we can't classify it energy medicine, so I'm being studied as a PK master, generating measurable electrical energy, utilizing my higher brain functions. We've been trying to get them to do energy studies, and it's something not quite right with them and pharmaceuticals or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
then by moving over to the Monroe there, we set up energy medicine studies, and we did some preliminaries. I did some in person a few, 6 or 8 months ago now, and Ross published the papers, which drew a lot of attention out from noetics and different people. And so now, since I travel so much, Ross is setting up a camera system in the Copper Wall Array Lab for the test subjects to be in, and they'll do a 30 or 45 minutes with them before they ever call me in. And then they'll call me in on Zoom, and I'll interact just like I'm interacting with y'all right here, and affect, and he'll have the subject all wired up with all kinds of sensors, and we just measure the voltages. So far, we've been able to show that when I focus on people, the electrical voltages in their bodies will jump up about 2 and nearly 3 volts in their bodies while I'm focusing on them. And when I stop focusing on them, it comes back down to about 2 millivolts above baseline.
So that's a big jump. Now,
yeah.
How do people get in touch with you so they can join into your Zoom rooms and anything else that you're doing?
Anything I'm doing, and we're revamping, making it better now. My website, ededwards.com. That's www.EDD EDWARDS.com. Just like my name there, Ed Edwards, with Ed with 2 D's, edwards.com.
So they can come.
Everything's right there.
They can come and sign up and be a part of a Zoom room, and those last for how long? Is it a half an hour, 15 minutes?
It's about a half an hour or 45 minutes. I do 45 minutes on Tuesdays and a half an hour on Thursdays, and everybody that hits one, they're back every time. I've got a lot of repeats there. And also it's just a good weekly charge up. And that's what I'm doing, is charging up people's batteries, and then they heal. They feel good.
And you also work with children, which must be fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun there. I call that Awakening the Children's. Right now I'm doing it on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. But since our time changed here in the U.S., it messed up some of the timing for the kids in other countries. So I may move it back to Saturday, and it's free. I don't charge teaching the children. So
That's
I'm
wonderful.
teaching and letting them come in there, and we play with energy. I just crank the energy up and hand it to them. I've got kids now that are actually healing their parents, taking the stress and the pains out of their parents. They're doing all kinds of good things. And my number one motto in the class there for the children is, you must be mischievous.
What I said, my granddaughter.
Have to be mischievous, and you got to be mischievous and learn how to not get caught. And that's the number one rule.
Oh, there goes that one.
I teach them some mischievous tricks, and they're having a blast with it now.
Oh, they must. How fun. What is the age range of the children you work with, Ed?
As young as possible. I've got some at 4 years of age that are paying attention.
Wow.
They chime on in about 6 or 7. But every now and then I get a 4-year-old that'll just lock right into it. And then once they experience it, and then once they experience how to create it on their own, they're there. They lay the video phones down, the video games down, and they playing with this energy in their hands.
Now, you said they started around 4 to what age, Ed?
To 20s.
Oh,
20.
wow. Great.
You know, I mean, the younger, the better. The younger I can get to them and get them going, the more, you might say, more powerful they're going to become.
It makes good sense.
Because, I was playing with it when I was 2 and 3 years of age. Of course, I had a grandma that was playing with it with me on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's amazing. It really is. And for those kids, the parents must be thrilled, because then they see their children doing things other than having their face in their phone or their iPad.
Yeah. And UVA is setting up 2 surveys for them right now. They're wanting one survey for the parents and kids that's never taken what I'm doing. And then they're setting up another survey for the kids and the parents to fill out for after a month, or four big sessions with me.
Oh,
that's great.
To get an understanding of how they're learning, teaching.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. Now let's revisit your alien experience. Are you beginning to remember more about that? Because I know when we first started talking to you about it, it wasn't as clear, but it sounds like some things are coming back to you now.
Yeah, there's more and more. I've been doing some of this, I don't know if you call it past life regression or whatever, but where you dig into your buried thoughts. I had some trauma stuff happen to me in high school, and a lot of my memories got buried and stuff through my life there. But I've been digging back through it here finally. But the encounter I had, and this was after I gave I'm really learning about it better now after I gave this other big lecture where I've been kind of interacting with them boys that are doing that new UAP department at the Pentagon thing. They attended my lecture, and that blew them away when I mentally was able to push and pull them off balance in the auditorium.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think I may have some alien in me.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Well, you were also on Ancient Aliens, and they referred to that show as The Man with the Alien Brain. That's how we titled our show for this evening. But that's how they saw you. That's exactly what they said.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was on Ancient Aliens back in 2019, and it's still like in the top 5% of their all-time best shows. So they keep replaying it. I can watch my emails and know when they've replayed it.
Oh, be darned.
And
oh, you're very special.
It's just amazing.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Well, what do you envision for the future, Ed? What do you want to see happen with this gift that you have?
Well, I want to waken everybody up, teach as many kids as I possibly can. That seems to be my striving goal right now, is to get this in the hands of as many kids worldwide as possible. And then of course, we're setting up. I've got a secretary, an admin, an IT person now. They're all volunteering, and they're finding out the more they hang out with me, the better they're feeling.
Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A good work bonus.
So we're getting structured right now. We're getting ready to really go in on the website and get it much better, and just all kinds of things.
Oh, that's wonderful. This is very exciting. Now, PK and I have been talking about you all week, and we're a little concerned. We don't want to see you get kidnapped by the shadow government because you have so much talent. We don't want to see you disappear. So you've got to make sure you stay safe, because you know how they can be.
Yeah, I've hit celebrity status finally, and I've got a lot of just wonderful fans out there, just the best in the world. But I've got a few loonies out there too.
Right.
And so I've decided I'm just better off, and I've got other friends that are celebrities types, and they've all said that once you reach that status, you've got to just not let anybody know where you live, keep a low profile where you at, travel a lot if you can. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm headed out west right now, working on my way. I'm going to zigzag out across the country.
Well, you got to go through Arizona?
I may.
Well, if you do, you better call me.
Yeah.
I've got people wanting me to come to Sedona in that area.
Well, you could hit me en route.
Yeah.
Yeah. What town you in there?
Okay.
Tucson.
You're in Phoenix. Tucson. Okay. If I get out around that area, I'll give you a call. I got your phone number there.
Perfect. I'll look forward to it.
I'm going to zigzag out across the country. They say I'm officially retired now, so I'm going to enjoy it a little bit. But I'm not retired. I never did do anything to be retired from other than do energy, and I don't want to retire from it till I, leave and come back.
Well, you were also a photographer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in photography. Nature photography is my passion. I love shooting waterfalls and doing, timed exposures and getting some really good timed effects on them.
Oh, wonderful.
And exploring. I like to explore. So that's this trip of going out west and making these, I got people that own farms that's got thousands of acres. I just come hang out with them. And as long as I've got internet, and I finally got mad and broke down and bought Starlink. So I seem to got internet everywhere I go now.
That's nice. Very good.
And also, it's working great. In fact, we're doing it now. I haven't blown up any satellites that I know of yet.
Well, that's good.
That's good to know.
Now, Ed, do you wonder if the ETs are going to come back and pay you another visit?
Oh, they're coming.
Okay. Tell us more.
Well, I mean, I know it. It's just almost, it's like they'll be here soon, is what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we got some problems going on our planet here that is just crazy, and the main media and all this and that are not saying anything about it. But all these glaciers and the permafrost that is thawing and melting, and all these glaciers that is melting is releasing massive levels of methane gas out of them as they melt.
Yeah, we do have some issues that need to be addressed on a lot of levels, that's for sure. So you see them coming back and soon, and you see them as friendly. They were with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somewhat friendly for those that are, passionate about the earth. I don't think they're going to tolerate any bullshit out of people that think they're going to be all powerful with them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I sense like they're very solid and firm.
Well, this is a very exciting time, and certainly with the government kind of saying a few things about what's out there. They don't tell us the whole story. You and I and PK, we all know that. However, it is an interesting time to watch how they're trying desperately to manage all of that. But you've had your own personal experience. So for you, it was very positive. You learned something, and you go on from there.
So, I had no clue it was an alien encounter when it happened. I mean, other than the boys, their mouths weren't moving, but I could hear them in my head.
Right.
And then they like created a many million slideshows. It's like a all these videos playing in my head real fast. It's like they embedded just tons of information in me that's slowly been coming out through my life. And then these boys I did with this Pentagon thing, they've hooked me up with they learned about all them images and stuff. And so we've been having a lot of round talk tables where they've had me digging into my past and trying to understand the images and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's like deja vu effects.
Now,
things.
Have you tried any hypnosis or sodium amytal, truth serum, anything like that to bring out the rest of what you learned?
Just a little bit with stuff with psychologists that are working with me, trying to help me dig deeper into it.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting too, to see what else you can find, because it seems like this is just the beginning, where you're able to generate this photon field. But there's so much we don't know about this field and what it's capable of and what you're capable of in terms of working with it. I mean, the difference between us generating maybe a couple hundred photons and you generating millions, that's a big difference.
Yes, I'm having a very profound effect on a lot of things that I apply it to. I mean, the scientists are just mesmerized now at some of the stuff I'll do for them in the lab. I mean, I'll just spontaneously do something, and then I can repeat it. I don't know why I do it. It's just like it comes out of the woodwork out of me when I've got the right questions being asked or so around me.
Well, and that's the other unusual thing about you is, because I've talked to the scientists that have worked with you, and they've said what's amazing is that you are able to consistently repeat the results of the experiments. And as we all know, when it comes to the paranormal, there is no consistency, but you're able to make it a consistent result.
Yeah, and every time they get me on Skype or Zoom to do a thing, and they'll be running the random number generators. Every time they turn on the random number generators, then they'll do the baseline for several days on it. And then they'll get me to do a 30-minute run with them, and I get highly significant results every time because I'm doing the same thing every time. When I turn this energy on, my brain goes from one level of consciousness to all level of consciousness simultaneously. As long as I repeat that pattern, then all the test results in the labs repeat 100%.
Now, when you talk about that with your mind generating on all levels, you're talking about alpha, beta, theta, gamma, delta, all of those.
All of them. Come on, that's what they learned at the University of Virginia in the neuroimaging lab in the PK studies. When I turn this energy on like I do, my brain goes from one level, primarily alpha or so in there, to all levels where my brain is simultaneously processing from alpha to theta frequencies. Part of my brain's in alpha, another part's in delta, another's in theta, all at the same time, and it's moving around in there. I've got an interview that's on my YouTube channel with Dr. Dunseith being interviewed about what he was learning about my brain, and y'all can find it on there. It's just a little 8-minute thing, and he discusses how my brain's different than others.
Yes, it definitely must be. It must
Mhm.
be.
Definitely, for sure. Definitely.
And I don't think they come across anybody like you, because from what I've heard from them, that you're the only one.
Yeah, and Dr. Levingood, you know, he called me a freak of nature.
In a nice way.
That wasn't so nice.
In a nice
You're
way.
very
and stuff, but
unique.
I could do things to his instruments, and I could walk outside and then turn around and focus energy and do things to his instruments, and he could not deny it. You know, he'd be watching me out in the backyard, and I'm making the instruments go nuts when I focused on them.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
I'd love to
Or
be a
over the phone.
in that, wouldn't you, PK? You'd love to be
God, yes.
But and there again, that explains, you know, the idea of the Holy Spirit, because it's supposedly everywhere. So that must be what I'm tapping into.
It certainly is a power. Yes, it's certainly.
There's an electric power field out there, and I can mentally lock onto it anytime I want to and affect stuff wherever I target, or omnidirectional, everything at once.
Now, when you do PK, you're talking about psychokinesis. So are you moving things around?
I can move instruments around. I can mentally cause deviations and changes in electrical readings in the instruments inside the Faraday cage. I can affect the instruments that are inside the Faraday cage from 300 or 400 miles away.
Wow.
Or more.
Incredible.
Like I do with y'all right here in the demonstrations, I can affect instruments in the same manner.
That's incredible. So
it is incredible.
And so now our energy medicine studies will having people wired up to those instruments, and then me affecting the people, watching the electrical changes in the instruments that's going on in the people that they're measuring.
That's incredible.
And everyone that I've focused on have shown very positive improvements in their health.
Well, that's what we all need. You know, I mean, PK, you and I have been talking about health ad nauseum for a long time, and it seems like almost everybody we know has a pretty serious health issue today. So between the environment being polluted and poor lifestyle choices or whatever, it's really a challenge for a lot of people to be healthy. I don't think we've seen this much illness ever. It just is so rampant. No, so what you're offering is such a relief for so many people interested in this type of self-awareness.
And if you'll remember this, BIRE, which is biointrinsic resonant energy, 002, BIRE 002. I'll give you 2 free trips through my Zoom rooms. So anybody in the audience, come try me out for free 2 different times.
Excellent.
Put that in the coupon box where it says pay. And then my pay price is cheap. It's under $20, you know.
That's great. So tell us the coupon again, BIRE.
Yeah, capital letters, all capital, BIRE 002. And that gets you 2 free trips through my Zoom room.
Nice. So do you want to do one last demonstration for us tonight, Ed?
Sure.
Our wonderful new producer, Chanel, will lead us out of the show when that time comes.
Okay.
All right. So if everybody would stand up out there.
That I can do also.
Yes, you stand
I guess
up.
I can. Thought it was.
Stand up.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes.
Here we go.
All
right. That's Patricia. You can stand up too. We don't have to see our heads.
Yeah, you don't have to see heads there. You can tell what you're doing.
Let's see if I can stand back.
All right, here we go. So everybody in the audience, stand very still. Don't be moving around or anything. Just be totally relaxed and aware. Here we go.
Well, I'm feeling like mush.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll push you backwards.
Here we go.
Always amazes me.
Yeah, now I'm going to reverse it and pull y'all forwards. And this is everybody out there in the future. So this should be pulling you forwards. All right, now I'll push back again.
Wow.
All right, now let me see if I can go sideways. So I'm going to pull. This should be pulling y'all to your left a little bit.
It is.
All right, then I'll switch back over the other way, back to your right.
Feels good.
All right, now let's see if I can swing you around in a circle.
Oh boy.
Wow. I never cease to be amazed, Ed.
Yes. And it feels so good. You can
It'll make you light up and tingle. And everybody watches and does this in the future out there watching this on the recorded version. This is going to cause you to wobble around and feel really good. Then come find me on my website, ededwards.com. Show you how to get a lot more of it. All right, that'll be good. You want to sit down?
Thank you, Ed.
Wow.
Yeah, that should have everybody doing good.
Yeah, it's always a wonderful adventure
Definitely.
to have you here with us. Yes, this has been great. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Ed. We really appreciate your time. We know you're busy, but appreciate that you came on our show, the first show on KGRA.
Definitely.
We really
Couldn't
enjoyed
have had a better guest than Ed for our first show.
That's for sure.
Delighted.
Yeah, glad to be here. I'm glad y'all invited me. This is fun.
Of course.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing you as you're traveling through Arizona.
Yes.
I don't know when. I'm just zigzagging. I've got people after me to come up to Oregon and then out to Berkeley and then all around. So I'm taking off.
Well, I'm in the middle. I'm en route.
And then I can handle everything as long as I've got internet, and my Starlink seems to work everywhere I've been so far.
That's great. Now, once again, people can get a hold of you via your website, which is ededwards.com. That's Ed with 2 Ds, EDD EDWARDS.com. And you can sign up for any of Ed's Zoom rooms. You can experience this for a longer period of time. And go in with a focus is my suggestion. Get your intent so you can work that energy field and have it manifest what you want. That's the key, according to so many people today that are exploring consciousness and all of these biophoton fields. But yeah, this is a great adventure, a really great adventure. So thank you, Ed. Really appreciate it. So everybody, we are so happy again to be here. And we have just 1 minute to say goodnight. And please join us again next week. We'll have another great show. And communicate with us. Go to our website, supernaturalgirls.com. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, next week at 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Arizona, we will see you on the Blue Highway. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Take care.